Yep, you guessed it. That's my new luggage. Just got it. It's called Hauptstadtkoffer. Yeah, I'm on my way back to Germany today. And I'm gonna be traveling with some new gear. And guess what? It's so freaking early. It's 5:20. I've got 5 clients today, back to back, more or less. Whew. Let's do this. Wow, it's so freaking cold, guys. But did you see that? Foxes in the city. It's the second time I've seen them. And actually, it's a family. It's 2. Oh, man. Yeah, so what's happening today? I'm traveling back to Germany. There's like a little event going on. I'm going to be attending, and more to me traveling to Germany back and forth later. But for now, I'm going to grab a coffee and yeah, I just need to get somewhere. This is the thing in London. Even though you're in London, things when it's 5:30, it's hard to get a coffee. 6 o'clock earliest. But my hands are freaking freezing. I barely feel my hands because I also didn't take any gloves with me. It's freezing in London all of a sudden. Snow is coming as well, so yeah, stay tuned. Oh, we found something. Pret is open. Yeah, baby. Pret on Baker Street. You saved my life again. Oh shit, man! I can't feel my hands. Can't feel my hands. Oh shit, it's not open. It's not open. We got this one for free. Maybe because we're the first customer. I'm playing soccer with my thingy here. I can't tell you how cold it is, but it is really freezing. I'm glad I got my coffee just about 6 o'clock now. I woke up at 5:10. Oh, that's so cold. My God. And it's not even snow outside. How am I gonna survive in Germany? Because you know the thing is, guys, I live in gym clothes. I basically live in pants, these shoes, other shoes, a couple of other pants. But I don't have like, you know, jeans and all that stuff. I've got one pair of jeans or something. Like, I had all of that, but because every single day I live in my gym clothes. So why would I have other stuff? Like, ask people who are bankers, they barely have anything else except suits. This is how it is. But yeah, anyway, I'm really excited to be traveling to Germany, and I hope this vlog is going to be a bit of interest to you as well. I'm trying to jumble it up a bit. I'm going to be doing a couple of, if we have time in Germany, I hope, I'm going to actually film a very different style of vlog and also workout. So make sure to stay tuned with that. TV stuff was actually really fun, which you've seen. If you haven't seen those videos yet, click over here somewhere, or in the description below there might be a link, or if they're not, then they're the most recent videos. 2 TV shows coming up, and they should be linked out. Another thing which I'm doing is I'm producing content for another channel called Process, which as soon as that is live, you know, you will probably be seeing it on this channel anyway. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to sort of do different things now in terms of exposure, not just my channel. Try to collaborate in 2017 with others, jumbling it up, making it a bit more of interest to you, and also reaching out to other people, like, or reaching out to another audience, not just my audience, which is here on YouTube. It's great, but I think that's just how people, or how you grow, is that you expose yourself to as much opportunities as possible. And yeah. So 2 TV shows at the start of the year, really good start. Now we'll just have to keep the pace up. That's what I wanted to say. Right, time for coffee. Yeah, so I have a question from, I think, Ning. She's from Malaysia. She's 24 years old, 163, 62 kilograms, and a badminton player. And she hits the gym twice a day. Now, she says I usually finish my workout around 8 to 10 p.m. and then sometimes she skips dinner because she goes to bed around 11 to 12 p.m. Now her question is, what should I do? Should I be eating before going to bed to replenish my body and my, because you might have heard something like that and the reason being is because she says, does it affect my muscle mass or my body fat percentage? So if you're an athlete, the way I would do it, I would take my carbs and put them around my workouts. So before and after, before a little bit and after. So before sort of the fruity carbs and afterwards more the grainy carbs like more ricey carbs I would eat after your workouts. So the nice thing is because you stop or you have your workouts at night, carbs actually induce or produce a better sleep. You have a better sleep quality eating carbs. That's also, for some people, not for all people, but for most people that's the case. So for you that would be actually great, eating your carbs after your workouts and then going to bed. It's actually a really, really good thing. So if you have 2,000 calories and you're eating, let's say 600 to 800 as your post-workout meal at night, that's fine. If you eat on that day, your meal at night is going to be 500 calories over your 2,000, then you're going to gain body weight and fat. I mean, that's just how it is. If the 2,000 calories is your sort of calorie maintenance level, but it depends. I probably could be actually right for your high level. I just seen I need to go to the gym. Gotta climb. So yeah, Ning, I hope that helped you. We'll see if I get some other questions out of it. Airport, so I'll update you once I'm there. Yeah, so I'm here in Nando's. It's like a massive chicken shop, and I'm actually set up with my laptop and stuff. So you've got the phone, which is then used as internet, which is great. And yeah, I'm really looking forward now to going to Germany. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you what I'm going to be eating, which is awesome. Very good stuff. I think I ordered a bit too much, and my flight is delayed. So this is what I'm eating. It is sweet potato wedges. It's 2 chicken breasts, I think, and a salad. That's basically it. That's my first meal of the day, and it is. Darfst auch mal ein Debüt machen. Gate will be announced in probably, I think, 20 minutes. So up here you can see sort of the gates and stuff. You can zoom in, baby. There we can. Berlin, 1722, so 522. You see it? Berlin, baby. All right, welcome everyone. It is 11:50 back in Germany. I had a nice real coffee with this coffee machine here. You know, it's one of my favorite ones to use. And just to show you what's going on outside, it is snowy. Can you see it? Snow in Germany. Snow, 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 snow. Yeah, loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. Today I'm gonna go to a yoga concert, which is gonna be really, really cool. The people who are playing are called Love Keys. And I thought I'll just take you guys with me there. Yeah. And now I'm gonna visit my mom as well, and later on I need to share some news with you as well. Maybe. If you are in German, you would say artig to children, right? So if you are gonna be nice, I'm gonna share it with you. If not, if you're naughty, you're not gonna know. So I need to figure that out first. And also, I had a couple of Snapchats from you guys asking me questions. It's great because that's what we're gonna be doing now. I'm gonna answering like 5 or 6 questions because yeah. I think it's time to give you some. It's time to give you guys some. Yeah, you guessed it, I'm back in Germany. I'm just visiting my mom for some time as well. But more importantly, this video is about me answering questions of yours. So I got a Snapchat from Groxky. So I got a Snapchat from Groxky and it says, "Hey Mark, quick question. My overhead press has been stalling lately. I was wondering if it is a bad idea if I use my legs to cheat and help it sort of jump up a little bit and then activate sort of the push." I'm just, paraphrasing here. "I don't want to do this all the time. I was wondering if it's a good way to break a plateau. Thanks, buddy. Lots of love from Neufundland." Wow, great. So Greg, I'm just assuming your name is Greg. Let's have a look at your biceps and I'll try to explain it in more detail. So your muscle, the more detailed we look at it, there's something called actin and myosin in there. And these are two fibers, they're overlapping. So if you contract, it looks like this, your muscle fibers. And if you're extending your muscle as you extend your biceps, then it looks like this. And the overlapping of myosin and actin are the ones which is very, very important. So the less you extend so if you bend your arm up to here, what will happen, the overlapping of myosin and actin is bigger, therefore the force you can generate to pull is bigger because the overlapping means they're hooked better. So it's a bit like when you hold on to something, this would be fully contracted and this is like you're holding on to bare life and then you rip off. Same thing here, when you extend fully, that's why when people hang in a pull-up or something, they don't have any activation, they can't pull up. So that's why they have a little jump. What that happens is it contracts a little bit your muscle and then you increase your force. A bit like your engine when you have a car and the rev range is at 1 and you put your foot down, what happens, it goes up to 3, 4 and at 4,000 maybe it peaks and gets the full blast like a turbo kicks in. Same thing here with your muscle contraction. That's why it might be a good idea to be able to do these little pushes and go up to increase sort of the power, and that's also why all of a sudden you're stronger. Now what happens with me with my overhead press, that's my weakest press or my weakest exercise within all routines ever because my shoulders are just effed really. So therefore I do something like that as well. I go down to a weight which I can easily push and make sure I can manage it, and if I put on a heavier weight and I know I have the rep range in my head, I want to really go for it, I try as many as I can out of the fully extended version of your shoulder because it's at the very, very low point. That's also the hardest bit to actually get activation and really get it up. So therefore, yes, I would, long story short, I would recommend to do that a couple of times, but don't do it with every single rep. Yeah, make sure if you have to do that, when let's say you pick up the weight and the very first time you can't even push it, that weight is too heavy, if that makes sense. Greg, that's all I have for today. Let's go on to the next question. So next question comes from Zet. He or she is saying, "I haven't been able to work out for 1 week due to stomach problems. Is that bad? I won't lose muscle, will I? Please help." Okay, so this is the same concern. Now the whole thing with losing muscle, gaining weight, gaining muscle, gaining fat, losing fat, all of these things, people get so concerned about it, like, oh my God, and what happens if, and so on and so forth. 1 week is basically nothing. Sometimes, if you've been, because I don't know too much about your history of your workouts and so on and so forth, let's say you've been lifting 3 times a week for over 3 years, and then you have this 1 week where you have your stomach problems, and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose gains, right? What might happen is, after that 1 week, when you go back to the gym, you might be stronger than you were before because you had a week of break. Your muscle memory will kick back in. I mean, muscle memory, if that's true or not, but what definitely is true, and you can see it with I actually proved it here on this channel, that with my 1,000 rep challenge, you've seen how I supposedly lost my muscle because I starved myself to death, right? And now in the 70-day challenge, which is now ending soon, you will see that I built muscle very, very strongly in these 70 days, or at least I look much bigger at the same weight when I was on my 1,000 rep challenge. So what I'm trying to say is building muscle or gaining muscle, if you have a certain size already, is really, really not that hard. It's quite easy. Now there's something which is also really important, and that is in sports science terms, there's a graph which I always remember is when you build muscle shortly, so let's say the time frame here is very short, the peak goes up very quickly, so you build muscle quick, you will lose muscle quick. So it looks a bit like this. If you've built muscle over time, so over a longer period of time, so you build over 3, 4, 5 years muscle, it takes the same amount of time to lose it, or more or less the same amount of time. So it's a graph. It looks like this. So the longer you put in effort to build up your physique and look in a certain way, it takes the same amount of time for your body, or even less, to go back to normal. So that's why if you've been like just lifting for 2 or 3 weeks, obviously, then you will also be able, then your body will say, you know what, I don't need all that crap, so I'll get rid of it. So yes, there is a link between how long you've trained and how fast or slow you will lose or gain muscle. And that's also why when you look at bodybuilders who've been training, let's say natural, like the very, very first bodybuilders out there, if they've been training 35, 40 years and then they stop their really heavy lifting routine, and then people say, wow, these guys look amazing when they're 60, 20 years later, if they just keep up a normal level of exercise, so they've been training coming from a 6-week program, going to a 3-week program, their maintenance of their physique will be very, very, very good. They will be able to maintain that physique they've achieved with less training. And that's just such an amazing thing. So you don't have to worry. And if you're sick, this is the main thing of that is not to train when you're sick. Because what you're doing is basically, as you're sick and you train, you put stress on your body. Stress on your body means your immune system will go down, and that's what you need to basically fight the infection. So therefore, it is a good idea to not train, give your body a break there, not stress your body more than it needs to, so it is able to use that energy which you would use in the gym to actually get better. Yeah. So don't worry about losing any muscle or any of that crap. Auskurieren is what you say in Germany. Make sure you get healthy, and then everything's fine. Zed, I hope that helped. So the next question comes from Istif. Istif is saying, like, is it true that people who stop going to the gym develop more fat in a short period of time than normal people? Now this relates very much to the question I had before. One little plug here, this is on Snapchat. If you want to ask me questions, go into Snapchat and Snapchat me now, because that is how I will be able to answer your questions. I'm not sure if I understand the question fully, because I don't know what you mean with normal people. You probably mean the normal people who still are going to the gym? Question mark? Not entirely sure if that's what you mean. Developing fat has a lot to do with your diet. We know that, and at the end of the day, it's a very simple equation. It's what energy expenditure you have. Energy expenditure means like how much energy does your body burn, and that is determined on your muscle mass, your relative muscle mass, how much activity you have throughout the day, and that could be exercise, it could be walking, it could be very active sort of job you have. These all add up, and that is the important factor for the energy expenditure. Now the energy input, like what you're eating, that's also so important. So let's assume the amount of food you're eating stays the same. You're on the same diet, and now the energy expenditure drops down because you stop going to the gym. So obviously you're eating then a little bit more because you're expending less. Therefore, yes, you will gain more weight. For sure it will be fat, because, you know, it won't be muscle if you're not going to the gym. So yes, that is true. But again, it's a hard question. So not a hard question. I mean, it's the simple fact of what you're eating and what you're burning. And so what I then would do to make sure that you're not gaining weight is that when you expend less, you eat a bit less, or you adjust your maintenance. People just go crazy over this. They just make their head, or they make their life so difficult because they're like, oh, I can't eat this, I can't do this, just overthinking it. The best way I would always explain it is you have to be body aware. That's such a big thing, which I think people are really missing. Body aware means I want you in the morning, I want you guys out there to look into the mirror and have a look at your body shape. Yeah, you have to figure out, when I look in the mirror, I can tell you exactly how much I weigh. I can tell you exactly where I have my fat and where I can feel it, because I know my body so well. I know if I've got a bit more love handle sticking out, if my chest has a bit more power, if my biceps is bigger. I know that because I am aware of my body. And this is something I recommend you guys to do as well. And also I step on the scale every single morning to know, to make sure I'm on track. Some people can't do that because they get freaked out by the number, but I'm obviously aware of what's going on, so I'm not really freaking out with that. But I want you guys to be more in tune with your body. I want you to make a connection with your body. And this sounds very ooh, la 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 land, but it isn't. It is the truth. It is something you have to realize, because this is who you are, your body. So knowing the food you're eating and how it's affecting your body is so freaking important,
to then later on determine health, determine problems in your body. So when people say, oh, you know, something is aching here, they can't even determine, they don't even know what is aching. Is it a muscle? Is it internally? Is it externally? Is it stinging? Is it peaking? Is it, what is it? Is it burning? People have a hard time explaining things in their body because they're so distant from it. They're so focused in their work life, in their, you know, stressful, whatever is going on, you know, maybe family and spouse and kids, and everything is, you know, bombarding your head, that you're distancing yourself from your body, from your physical awareness. And that's what's concerning me. So I know that this question, or where we're now, is going a bit away from this question, but at the same time it's not. It's basically what I'm answering now should help you guys with more questions which would be coming. Because if you are aware of your body and what you're eating, what's going on, there's so many things which could be avoided. At the end of the day, especially when it comes to weight gain and weight loss, if you are aware of your body, if you look into the mirror and if you have a feeling for your body, and if that is something which is important to you, then you might not eat that piece of cake, or you might not be overeating on the pizza, because you know the next morning when you're going to step on that scale, the scale will go up, you might feel a bit flabby, or your face blows up because you're holding water all of a sudden. This is very normal because I know that's happening to me. So I'm very aware if I drink alcohol, eat pizza, have a cheat day or something, I know I'm going to look very different the next day. But I'm expecting it to happen, and I'm not freaking out with that. And I also know if I stick to my diet, as of the next day, everything is fine, and that's all good. The 80-20 rule, like I always talk about. So I know I like talking a lot about small, simple questions, but I hope this gives you a bit of value. So now I need to actually head out, go to the yoga studio, because that's where I'm going to be doing the cameraman today. I'm going to be shooting some pictures and stuff, helping out a friend there. Now, one thing I want to add is that you should, if you really want to ask me questions and if you want me to answer things, hit me up on Snapchat. Now's the time to take a screenshot here and make sure you add me on Snapchat, because this is where I also answer your questions straight away. So I might not answer all Snapchat questions here on YouTube, but I definitely will answer every question you give me on Snapchat, because it's very easy for me to just record something or wherever I am, and I take that time. Trust me, guys, everyone who's watching this and asks me a question on Snapchat, you know I answer it. So take advantage of this, because this is a service I offer for free. If it's not too much of a deal for me, I will always answer questions. So looking forward to you connecting to you guys on Snapchat as well.